Okay, so I'm Brad Morrison. I'm the head coach at Burns High School in Burns, Wyoming. Just gonna put some stuff up on the board here. I'll post some links to some film later. But just explaining our base run series here at Burns. We in 2019 we led our classification in the state in rushing yards and did it running really just power principles and doing it out of the shotgun. So just gonna talk about how I did that a little bit. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk positions. This is kind of our base formation here, but wider splits. We try and get as much off the ball as we can to help us get around, and we like it for pinning and pulling, and even for down blocking. What we target in the down when we down and deuce or ace, either front side or backside on these things. So our base person out here, our fullback is really truly a sixth lineman type kid. If he can catch, that's a bonus. But he really has to be a kid that wants to be physical and can maintain blocks with linebackers and defensive ends. It's important if he can win against linebackers, he can hold up against defensive ends in the pass game. Then he's perfect for this spot. We'll sneak him out and we'll use him as a false key a lot too in these things you'll see later. And we like to have him be a good blocker. Guards are more athletic players. Tackles, we like bigger kids, and then centers have to be, obviously the number one thing is can you snap the ball. Number two thing is communication with the inside three, really setting the pivot point for the power game. Okay, our running backs, I think any type of ability of back is good for this. We've had thicker kids play there. We've had some smaller kids play there. Whatever the running style, but I think important for us. I like the balance in the high school game of having a quarterback that I would like to run power with, whether he's a bigger physical kid or he'd be a kid that can make people miss and then be an asset with his arm behind the line of scrimmage, but really threaten the width of and the edges. I think opens up areas we like to hit the run plays. So we'll start with twins to the side. Z is kind of our playmaker type kid, and then our right and left wideouts will play a certain type of kid out wide, and sometimes we'll sub in one or two tight ends for these guys. Again, if we just have an extra blocking guy, we're going to get him on the field. So if we got a kid that can down block well, we'll add it. We'll lengthen an edge and let's just do some things formationally. But that's who we like to be. If they're speed kids, we like to play our speed kids. Out where they can threaten the edges again to try and pull people away from the place we're trying to get the ball. But so those are kind of our positions. So our first play that I'll draw up is 24 power. It's a lot of people's starting point. I understand that. We'll draw it up against let's say a 4-4. Right. Well, here is how we want to. Maybe you're saying nickel free and strong safety here, so maybe a 4-3. But whatever. Some teams will leave this guy here. Some teams will, however we want to do it. But really, we care about. We want to run this call specifically power at a 3 or a B gap player. So either a head up and that is slanting down, a 2 that could be slanting out. We try and get a feel for that. If the kid's in 3, we like this block combo right here, trying to really swipe his back hip off and get that lateral movement and get that kid into this box right here and set that edge on both sides of him and coming off and helping to lengthen that edge, that inside wall right there up to the Mike linebacker. A lot of times he'll get over the top. If he does, that's where we're wrapping to, right? We want to really CPG and seal this off. We want to CPG and seal this off. A lot of guys will set this, and certainly there's times we'll do that, but I like to try and get my head across and get upfield until they make us do something else. But really, I think I like running this path to take off. I've seen a lot of good plays happen because you get to this block on the safety, So really getting across there, then this is, I think this is what I've make the kick out block easiest for me to explain it is the letter J, right? Upside down letter J, okay, kind of like a fish hook here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that fish hook vertical and then work to close it, right? So he's going to, if I'm going this way, up vertical 1, 2, okay, and then he wants to, again, we're all talking about the same thing here now, right? We're talking about our outside shoulder against his inside shoulder, but I'm going to make him stem it, so to speak, up into the double team, off the edge of the double team, and then turn it out, right? Because this isn't happening on that first, on like the second beat or anything. This isn't his hitting like dive or trap from wing T. This is hitting, he's got to catch the ball, and we're gonna take a lateral step and then square it up, kind of more like from if we were gonna have a traditional reverse out handoff on power. It's gonna hit there, but I'm coming from a different aiming point. I can't be lateral or I get beat up inside of it. So I'm gonna make this guy play outside and really be outside of here, trying to create this wall right here. And then we want to get one up through the alley to kick out, right? So we like to square pull him and get him vertical. And we really try and teach about seeking to, so we do that, stepping left foot, right, gaining depth, staying square, and really trying to just trim that tail. If this stays out here, he's still going to come up tight and be a part of this wall. Nothing leaks through here, and then we can run it inside the kickout block. But so we teach the back to stay square and keep depth. But as he meshes here, we can also mesh him from this point. It doesn't matter. So that'd be our 24 power. What we're trying to do here is either dig him out, but really we need to influence this player, because there's two guys they can insert into the alley we're getting into. Okay, the overhang outside backer or the safety, right? And this guy could be anywhere right here. This guy could be anywhere right here, wherever it is. You know what I mean? Different players can be that player from different spots. Right, if I've got a defensive lineman type kid out here, I don't think he's going to be the same kind of insert player. That's when you would, make a read out of him. But so a lot of other things. So that's how we like power. Then we need to influence these two players with the other things we do. Okay, so that's the bubble front side. That's the sprint out front side. That's the bootleg front side. We're releasing 1, 2, 3. Right. So those types of concepts, whatever you like to do out of those, to keep people with width. We do like it from with the twins to the field. We'll get a lot of aggressive action here, and then we like to run away from that aggressive action with this next play. That I think is important to understand. It is really the exact same play as power. It's really the same thing, except we trade jobs. That's 23 counter. Okay, so we'll just for the continuity against the same sort of front here, and say we've got all right, say we've got more of a single high look. All right, say they're manned up and they've got help here. So we want to run power at a 3 or a B gap slanter or that kind of thing. We run counter at a weak slanting counter at a 1 or an A gap player, because we like that edge better. When we don't have a tight end, I like the kick out for the J block better when he's to the side. And then we have to, obviously if you're going to run power here and counter here, you have to have ways to switch that up. And I think we do to change who keys are. But we really like to get counter to a 1. And we're going to skate this dude all back across. Again, we're really going to try and target the back hip of this and not worry about any of these two outside. We'll block those two outside of us and then try and extend that wall up, right? But really ensure that there's lateral displacement right here on this one. Boom, boom, chase it and get a big piece of it. And if they get 2 outside, we're going to block the inside. They can still get 3 outside of this double team here, but we're going to block the inside 2 and spoil 1 with the width because of the angle that the back gets the ball at. He gets the ball here. He gets the ball down in here. He gets underneath a lot of edge stuff, anyways, because of the path from the gun. We'd be coming across the formation. So then we will block back with the center, pull and kick. We'll CPG and block up. Okay, then we will pull and wrap again. And so we still have a kick out block, a J block. It's just the guard is doing the kicking. Now the B back is really doing the skip pull path. He doesn't have to take any depth though. He can just go. He's already in a skip pull. So he can just go staying square and trying to ride, again, this double team right here and try and make that outside edge and then be one-on-one with the free here. And then we like to read this player or this player with any combination of these things. We will, this is our steal call right here. So we will run 24 counter steal. This is one of our staples when we have a quarterback that can run a little bit. So we're still running 23 counter, but the backside tackle is going to base and reach this end player. We'll base and block, route off, and try and reach here. And then we are reading where the backside inside backer fits, because both of his keys, most of his traditional keys, this guard, this the fullback and the back are all crossing his face. If he sits, then he's out of the fit, and then we're hatted up. If he goes across and we can get any kind of block here, this has some it's a good way to get a good athletic quarterback up through the second level. And just even the threat of this makes it harder for this kid to fit it, because a lot of teams don't make the safety accountable for the quarterback, and then your counter hits even better. Okay, and there's obviously a lot of ways to dress this deal up. One thing I think is important to have my next thing to be out of that specific formation is what I call tray. So power, the fullback kicked it out, the guard wrapped, counter, the guard kicked it out, the fullback wrapped. We got some lightning going on. Now on tray, the guard kicks it out and the tackle wraps. Okay, so I'll just draw it against what we've kind of had it up against. All right, 4-3. Okay, so now for tray, we like to run it back to the 1 here. So we would call 24 tray. But there are different things that influence where we would run this play. But this one we have to try and make a key breaker and something we have to do. And I'll show you on film when I upload this how we would key break with this. So if you're going to key the B back here, we're going to be seeing 23 action. If you're going to key this guard, you're going to see 24 action. You're going to get it down to the quarterback side. And so we like this play. So the back is kind of has a job of getting skinny back to the front side. But because we run both front side and backside power, we just tell them it's front side power with a bit of a lean to where you can get on the tackles, but okay, and it might lean you back out here for his path, but trying to track the tackle. But now what we do is we down and deuce on this side, so we like our deuce. We cover back that side this way. We really trying to go through that hip to make that wall happen here, and never let this peek out this way. That's the guard's one main job is don't let that peek out that way. Get your tackle to help it down. We like when kids play heavier because we can get the guard off a little bit better on that. But certainly people stunt and do those type of things, and we have to be ready for those things. But the trust in gap power. If it all breaks down, trust your gap. You got this gap, tackles down, he's down. We've got these gaps. In theory, locking up. So we're CPG cutting that off, trying to get up to the backside. Now we are sorry about that. Got the plays hitched up. So I'm deuced on this side. I'm back here. Okay, guard is pulling kick, tackle is pull, and square wrap. Okay, and he's got to really get out. Okay, he's going to end up kicking out. Letting him know that he's going to end up going out from this hole is important for him because that lets the guard tuck under. Now the influence part of this is the B back scraping across. Okay, scraping across, making the action look like it's counter, selling this in to crash down, looking like read. Okay, with the quarterback faking this back out that way, we sometimes get both fitting outside, and the tray hits up really nice inside. We even get this kid's kind of scraping sometimes, but the other way we've done that is we've also called arc on this. Okay, and arced him out to the extra player to where if they did go under this and exchanged it instead of the F aiming down, now the quarterback can pull on a same side run play, which I think is something that we don't plan for a lot of times, is getting another pitch guy here, because essentially we have the key player, the quarterback is playing more the get outside pitch phase of things when you run it from two back, but you have to ensure how you have to block him. This is a classic flex bone triple option, speed option block, outside the end, arc the end to go seal the outside backer for the keep on the pitch. It's just that the backfield action means that we get him to stay a little bit more, and of course you can run this from under center, but again, for us, we like the gun for our size. We didn't have a very big quarterback is one reason we've done some of that. We like sprint out of stuff. We like bubbles and those kind of things, and some of those are a little easier from gun. So then I talk about my next piece of that would be the quarterback run game. Is I'll tag one more thing here, is just traditional we call quarterback power lead, or we could call it quarterback power. And if we wanted regular quarterback power with the O-line, nothing changes, blocking 14 power. And B-backs blocking 14 power, we're meshing and keeping it tight. That's been a good play for us on short yardage, off of jet action, off of we've coupled it with swing passes, we've coupled it with quick hitches, we coupled it with bubbles, we coupled it with push motion. We've done a lot of things with it on downs where we wanted to get our kid the ball. So needing a play on second and third downs there from the quarterback. I like it as a switch up. I really like it in the red zone. Our quarterback scored for, I think, 13, 14 rushing touchdowns in 10 games. Just because we called more quarterback runs in the red zone when we were more of a successful running team. So that's one way I really like to do it. Is to just switch the name. Now you can run 14 counter. You can get it. You can be as formationally diverse as you want to. Again, kind of looking back at like sort of a traditional flex bone formation right here, but putting it into the gun. Now we've moved the Z into the backfield, and we're still going to run power, and we're still going to run counter, and it's going to have more of a midline feel of it. So now we're going to run 23 counter, okay, 23 counter to the backside, and then we're going to read it. We'll arc it with the Y right here. So we'll CPG, kick with the guard, get him a part of it, kick out. Okay, and then we'll run pitch action back off of this. And we'll pitch off of, should be picked. Sometimes you're pitching off of nobody when you go on balance. If you can get this block, now sometimes you end up getting the middle backer scraping over, and then you still have to pitch off the safety. But, teaching the triple option is something that makes your team better. Whether you're a zone team or a gap team. But I really think you get these guys out of the way and you hold them. It forces them to play gap scheme, reads for the quarterback, force the player to make a play on the other side of the midline more than, a veer look does. If a veer look is taking me to this side, I go here to here. If it's a gap option look, I'm attacking this side and this other alley, on the same play. So I think the stretch on linebackers and on their strain on what they're looking at is more. It is highly valuable out of this. You can dictate your play calling based on who's making the tackle, because who's fitting where on what plays. D lineman, especially if you have a guy that's making the tackle, he's a good player to run trap at, depending on what he does well. Get the ball where you want to get it to within the alleys. Then our next thing we really do out of it is couple it with buck sweep, just inside gap, and then inside gap schemes, power counter tray with the read game, and then buck sweep on it too. And so on buck sweep, we just want to get the guards outside of a tackle tight end or tackle wing combination. So we really want to down, take care of this, the same way we teach all the double teams, getting through the hip of this kid, taking whatever comes back over the top, but really forcing two guys to get pinned here. Reach or kick the first thing that shows for this guard. He's skip pulling, so we use our skip pull again. What that helps him do is if you get fast blitz, it helps him wheel on this and really square up to it with the shoulder we wanted to be on and finish that block a lot better because he's skip pulling. We'll CPG play side gap. We don't send him backside. If we have a problem backside, we have to read that. But there are times when we'll block a nose base up, but the default rule is to cut front side because we'd rather have the nose push this a little wider than have the backer push this deeper. Getting it pushed wider, I don't care. Getting it pushed with depth is something I worry about on buck sweep because I want to be able to hit that verticality. Okay, whether it's here, but I want to be able to keep getting it vertical. If you make me stop and get it deeper, right, then I lose some options to get it vertical later down the field. So we try and get it up. Backside guard is pulling and kicking out like he is on a counter. We tell him to really get out, get out and run, and then we CPG this. We CPG this until we get a feeling like we can beat this kid, or in case this tackle is a kid that can get across that tackle's face, then we will run that steal call again. Base this backside end. Okay, base the backside end and really ends up being like a midline type read here. Again, sort of forcing that backer to see guard pull back, everything gone. This tackle sees everything leaving. He chases flat down the line, coach, just like Coach taught him to, and then you can pull it off the backside because you sort of set this kid up to where he has contained. He's not going to chase you inside. So using his rules against him, we're going to hit it inside of him off of a player who chased too far past the midline. Again, kind of like that conflict we were talking about with shotgun gap scheme RPOs. I think the conflict is getting players in the box from one side to the other, either of an edge, like you're trying to do pinning here or trying to read an edge player, or by getting them pinned with double teams, getting displaced. I like to just really, I didn't draw any odd front stuff, but the odd front stuff is all we really want to displace the nose on so much of what we're doing, and we'll pull the center some there. We'll pull the backside tackle and guard or whatever we have to do. But we like I said, I'll get some film clips up. Like I said, we had a little bit of success with it, and we're excited about it. Again, Brad Morrison, Burns High School. Thanks for watching. Yep. Brad Morrison, Burns High School. Thanks for watching.